A fund manager beats the market 3 years in a row. A footballer scores in 3 consecutive games. A YouTube creator has 2 viral videos. The question is the same in every case. Are we looking at skill, or are we looking at a sample that's too small to tell us anything useful? If I flip a coin 10 times and get 7 heads, have I discovered a biased coin or just randomness? To many people, small amounts of data feels meaningful. The problem starts when we treat a handful of results as evidence. Our brains are extremely good at spotting patterns, even when they aren't really there. To us, we associate a few results over a short time period as something concrete. We find this convincing. This is far from the truth. If I flip a coin and the first 3 times are heads, does this confirm that the coin is biased? We assume early results tell us something important. I always have a 50% chance of getting heads, so why does this feel different? Often this is because we underestimate randomness on a small scale, but randomness creates misleading patterns. Randomness is noisy. When we look at a small scale or a small sample size, there is a huge level of swing bias, as one outcome in 3 has far more noticeability than one outcome in 1,000. We also hyperfixate on extreme outcomes and fit those scenarios to how our mind thinks they should be. For example, how something should always balance out. In the short term, this is not the case. In the long run, more data will eventually smooth out to randomness. This is where the early results are often reversed, and it looks more balanced. I remember my statistics lecturer once said the phrase, "With small samples, variation dominates." With me half asleep on a Friday morning thinking some variation to your teaching would be a bonus too. But he has a point. I had only 7 lectures with him, and I'm basing all of them from my own knowledge, which is a very small sample given how many lectures he has taken in his career. It makes you think about decisions we make based on short-term situations we have experienced. Enough about my Friday mornings. Let's consider this with an example that everyone can relate to. If you take a coin and flip it 10 times and get 8 heads, someone analysing the outcome would state that you had an 80% success rate for landing on heads. This gave us 3 more than the expected number of heads, being 5 out of 10. 3 coin flips makes a 30% change in the outcome. But what about a similar scenario of 1,000 flips? 503 heads flipped and 497 tails. This again is 3 more heads than the expected value of 500. But now the outcome gave a probability of 50.3%. The number of heads more than the expected value was the same in both examples, 3 more heads than 50-50. The coin didn't change, but the sample size did. These 3 coin flips in the first example equated to 30% of the total coin flips. In the second example, the same 3 coin flips were only representative of 0.3% of the total coin flips, almost completely insignificant to the entire experiment. So what does this tell us? And how can we apply it in our lives? Well, firstly, it tells us never to bet on tails. No, seriously, don't bet on things that are out of your control without taking a moment to think about it properly. It tells us that the less data you have, the more careful you should be. But it doesn't stop there. We still have to apply some thought to this. Take a casino, for example. Casinos have what is known as a house advantage in most games, meaning over the long run, they will always make a little bit of money regardless of the overall outcomes. It is how they make their money. If you play a single game of roulette and bet on red or black, you have just under a 50% chance of winning and doubling your money. And this might work once, twice, or even 3 times. But if you continue to do this over the long run, you'll eventually start losing money, little by little, because of the casino's house advantage. We could also look at investing. If you invest in one company, there is a chance that its stock price goes up or down. Same with every other company. Similarly to gambling. But if instead you invest in a globally diverse index fund where you buy a little bit of maybe 500 to 1,000 companies, then one small individual company has less impact on the overall outcome. So if the economy is growing, then so should the average investment in that index fund. And this leads us to another fascinating mistake that people make. Once they see a streak, they start to believe the opposite result is somehow due. Check out this video here where I explain the concept of the gambler's fallacy. See you in the next one.